The government's drug regulator has issued an alert today to women who want to get pregnant about the dangers of weight loss drugs such as Ozempic and Wegovy and Mounjaro. And what they've said is that women who are wanting to get pregnant need to realize that there could be a risk to their unborn baby if they take these drugs less than 2 months before they fall pregnant. There is not much data around this, but there are concerns from animal studies that women may have an early miscarriage. They may give birth to a baby with abnormalities such as poor bone formation, and they may have small babies. There are also concerns that these drugs are increasing the number of women falling pregnant unexpectedly. And there's been headlines around Ozempic baby boom. And this is because these drugs may increase fertility for women who are obese because they lose weight and that affects their fertility. Obesity affects fertility, but also that the drugs may stop the absorption of the contraceptive pill. So these are the concerns. And I'm Lucy Johnston. This is GBN Originals. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about this drug and the concerns that are now starting to emerge because it's only a relatively new drug for people who are taking it in such huge numbers. We currently have about 5% of the population taking this drug. It's about 500,000 people. And most of them, about 95% of them, are taking it privately. Some are going to beauty salons, some are going online, and many people, it's feared, are sort of misleading doctors or online clinicians and taking it for cosmetic reasons. And amidst this boom in this drug and the excitement around it, and Wes Streeting saying he wants to use it for people to get back to work, and there are celebrities celebrating it, there's emerging data which is showing a bit of a darker side and a bit of concern around it. So some data has come out recently showing that within 1 year of taking this drug, the weight all just goes back on again as a rebound effect. And in fact, drug lifestyle changes with just reducing calorie intake and having a more exercise has been shown to be more effective in longer term weight loss.
This video is sponsored by Saily. Saily is a brand new eSIM service app. What it does is get you a local SIM card that you can use when you're traveling, so you don't have to pay those crazy roaming fees just to send a text back home. They've got eSIM plans in over 160 countries and 8 regions. So pretty much wherever you're going, they'll be able to make sure you're connected. So how does it work? Well, all you've got to do is hit our link in the description to download the app. It will work on iOS or Android. Buy a plan, you can choose the best time frame for you, and then just install the eSIM on your phone. When you land at your holiday destination, you can activate your plan instantly. Saily eSIMs only ever have to be installed once. So when you go on your next trip, you just buy a plan for a new country, turn that eSIM back on, and just like that, you could be watching the GBNews YouTube channel. You can be connected anywhere you go, and you don't have to deal with patchy Wi-Fi in your hotels. So get sorted for your next trip by downloading Saily using the link in the description below. And if you use our code NEWS at checkout, you'll get an exclusive 15% discount on us.
There's also another study showing up to 40% of the weight that is lost is actually bone and muscle. And that's a real danger to certainly older people, because once you lose bone when you're older and you lose muscle, it's actually very difficult and sometimes really impossible to get back to where you were. And it increases the risk of bone fractures and frailty and other problems. There are side effects that we know about that are increasingly being discovered, such as inflammation of the pancreas, thyroid cancers, kidney damage, or kidney failures. Those are really rare side effects. But I think until we know more about it, it is right that the government, the NHS, has said this drug should only be used for 2 years. So we have a problem, really. We have a problem that if people do believe that this is the panacea, this is the way we're going to get this obese population, we have 2/3 of our population overweight or obese. If we're going to get them back into a healthy weight, this is probably not going to be the solution because the weight just comes back on and there are side effects. Now, earlier today, I talked to GBNews, Good Morning Britain, and chatted about the new research on pregnant women and what we know and what we don't. Have a look at what was said.
Good afternoon, Britain. It's just gone 10 to 1. Now, pregnant women who are taking weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Mounjaro have been warned to stop using these medications as the effects on unborn babies are not yet known.
But also, and this has given rise to the term Ozempic baby, is that apparently your contraceptive pill is less likely to work. So there are all these women who are just looking to lose a bit of weight and they find themselves pregnant.
Wow.
So there you go.
Is this something that we should be terribly concerned about? Or is this a happy coincidence that is leading to an end to the fertility crisis in this country? That might be a niche opinion of mine. But let's discuss this with the GBNews Science and Health editor,
I think.
Lucy Johnson. Lucy, the MHRA have put out this warning today.
They have, and they've had an alert of 40 babies that have been born unexpectedly to women, which suggests that that could be the tip of the iceberg. And what they think is going on is that two things, really. First, that these drugs can increase fertility because being obese reduces your fertility, but also that the drugs may reduce the absorption of the contraceptive pill, some of the drugs, and there is some evidence for that. But the other concern is, and the warning today, is that we don't really know the effects of these drugs on the unborn fetus. Animal studies show that there's an increased rate of miscarriage, of birth malformations, particularly bone malformations, and low birth weight. There aren't really many studies in humans. We don't really have enough data. There's no need to be alarmed, but they're just issuing this warning saying to women, look, be careful. If you are going to get pregnant, you need a kind of washout period. They're calling it, they say about 2 months for the drug to wash out of the system before you try and get pregnant, and also to consider other contraceptives for some women. And I think this is kind of more evidence. This drug is being used by about 5% of the population. Most of them, 95% of them, are getting them privately from beauty salons and online pharmacies. And it's been seen as a sort of panacea. Celebrities have touted them, this is the solution, and even Wes Streeting has said this may bring back people into work who are not at work and maybe obese. But actually, as we look, there's more and more evidence that there are harms and dangers. We haven't got long-term data. That the NHS says don't use these drugs. They shouldn't be used for more than 2 years. Firstly, that the loss of weight is up to 40% is bone and muscle. It's really hard to get back, especially if you're older. And within a year, studies are showing once you're off the drug, the weight just comes back on. So
actually, be cautious. Lucy, thank you so much for telling us all about. Sorry, we've run to the end of the hour, but Lucy Johnston there, our science and health editor. Well, there you go. Women need to be careful. You could find yourself with baby.
So let us know what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the GB News YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.